Welcome back to our NES game. I'm Slider. This is Desert Commander. So this is an interesting game, as you'll see in a second. Don't see anyone else here, so that's kind of obvious. I'll do the first battle, because it's the first battle. You can decide how many units we want. No, I'll just go with the default, I guess. So, this is a strategy game, like a turn-based strategy game. Just move our units by turning them into stars, I guess. So yeah, it's a basic, like, tactics game. We have to move all our units before they move all their units. So we're gonna start with just a lot of movement. We have all these in AA gun. That seems to imply that going backwards actually counts as a movement instead of, like, you know, in some strategy games you can, like, go back before you decide where you go. It shows you how far you can go before the unit actually moves. That's how this works, apparently. Just move it as much as you can, you know. If you go backwards, it still counts as you know, like the minimum. How do I put this? It counts as moving forward a space, even if you go back exactly where you came from. Some strategy games are a little more careful than that when you decide to move. Give you a chance to show exactly how far you go before actually moving your unit. The enemy's far away enough that it makes sense right now to just move as far as possible. Going across a couple different places, you know, don't want to put all our eggs in one basket or whatever. In hindsight, I should have put that there's like a transporter vehicle. Should have put that, the soldier in that vehicle, I think. Could have moved him a lot quicker. Said he can only move so far. Unlike the planes, which obviously can move a lot farther. A supply vehicle here. I was trying to find a menu to see if I could just end my turn early because I didn't want to move the other two units. But no, at least as far as I could tell, it seems like you have to just move them to exactly where they are in order to end your turn. Now it's the enemy's turn. Something surprised me is they can just go right through these rocks. I assume it's a bit like Advance Wars, where like the land vehicles have a tougher time getting through the more, I guess, mountainous region. Though it just looks like rocks, giant rocks. Get some supplies! Yeah. And then back to our turn. Let's use our fighter plane or whatever to attack the other one right here. Or is that a bomber? Some different unit. It did great! We only have 2 left. We have 9 left. So seeing that screen specifically, and I thought this the entire time, once I saw that screen, I realized I had to think, wow, this is very Advance Wars. And that's made more interesting by the fact that the original Advance Wars, Famicom Wars, only came out in Japan like a year before this game, so I kinda wonder if this game isn't kind of a ripoff of that. Not really a complaint, because this is the closest to playing Advance Wars you can on the NES. Because those games didn't come out until they were Advance Wars on the Game Boy Advance. Well, this game is super basic, and I probably won't go back to it. It is nice to see something like Advance Wars on the NES. Like, you could go back between Famicom Wars and Fire Emblem. It took Nintendo so long to release a strategy game in North America. Actually, really think about it, they released Pikmin the same year they decided to release Advance Wars over here, which is also a kind of strategy, game. I wonder if that like had any relevance to that. But it does feel like Nintendo never released anything strategy game related over here. Then all of a sudden they were releasing all of them, because you had Advance Wars and Pikmin the same year, and then they finally started releasing Fire Emblem games like 2 years after that. Yeah, this game seems like decent enough. Like, it seems like a decent Advance Wars-y type of tactics game. Like, the presentation isn't all there, and it seems really limited. But for the time, it's probably, like, pretty good. I mean, I'll take this over, like, the stupid licensed game platformers they're just terrible. Oh, we could put them into position. Maybe that'll give them like some cover or something, some defense. I don't know. I do like the bits of animation. Like, I don't know much about Famicom Wars, so I can't judge if this is a ripoff. But it's similar enough that, I don't know, I'd be surprised if it isn't at some level. Well, time for the enemy to murder us, I assume. I don't know, would it be hilarious if like later Famicom Wars games actually ripped this off instead, and I was just entirely wrong? Yeah, I don't know. If you desperately needed like a strategy game on NES specifically, I think this would do the job.